Houston, we are good to go.
You got video? Oh, all right. So, follow your mind and away we go.
Did you want to start off with that or?
Give it to him, say. I'd like to go first, if it's all right.
Oh, that's perfectly all right.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Night Crew Fiction Theater. Thank you so much to all of you who have decided to take your time to come and see this. I'm Adam.
Oh, God. Oops, by all means.
I'm Anime Man 73, and this here's Mabroski. Into the Divine One.
Ah, yes.
And let's see here. For starters, we're going to have a fan fiction by a fellow named The Rainwalker. The Rainwalker. Now, let me just state this for the record. Considering what neck of the woods we're in, doesn't that name seem rather ironic?
A little.
All right. Since I am legally blind, Mabroski here is going to be doing the reading. All right, Agent, take it away.
Do we want to go from the bold text?
Not the bold text. Leave the announcement. Leave the announcement. Leave the beginning announcements out.
All right, then. So, without further ado, we'll get started. Right.
This is Chapter 4 of Yu-Gi-Oh! GM.
Right. The duelist drew 5 cards. The seemingly cowed Rebecca said,
The big bad man is scary, Teddy. I want to go away.
with the cards she then called out. First off, I'll summon Ruby Dragon in attack mode. David asked, so how does a person win this game? Sean responded, get your opponent down to 0 life points, and as a recent event, the PDL has proclaimed that all duelists will now start out with 4,000 life points instead of 2,000, like a Duelist Kingdom. David asked, so the game's changing? Sean nodded. It's changing and growing. The two returned to watching the match, and David got the scare of his life when a gigantic dragon-like creature with scythe-like wings appeared on the brick-laden floor. A lot of the people gasped in fright. Yeah! Yeah! David yelped in fright as he leapt out of his seat at the sight of the creature. Sam stepped into the middle of the duel and called in a calming tone, easy, folks. Easy. Just relax. This monster isn't real. The executive walked over to the monster and, to everyone's amazement, including David's, put his hand through it. The crowd gasped. And David fell back into his seat. Sean put a hand on David's shoulder, saying, relax, man. It's just a hologram. David, still trembling from it, it looks pretty real to me. Sam Bradley pulled his hand away from the illusion and said, big folks, no need for worries. The dual disc safety mechanisms are on, and it's at low power, so only other duelists will feel the effects. So just relax, and let's get back to the duel. Sam stepped away and the duel continued. Above the two duelists, the screens showed their life points at 4,000. David read the quick bit on Ruby Dragon. 4-star monster, attack points 1,600, defense points 1,300. The Marilyn Manson look-alike gave Rebecca a leering smile. You think that's going to drive away the boogeyman? Oh no, Nicole, the nightmare has only just begun. The man then gave her a creepy look as he stuck out his tongue and made a noise intended to frighten her. Rebecca said,
Keep the big bad man away, Teddy. Now I
end my turn by placing 3 cards face down. That'll be it. 3 large cards face down appeared in front of Rebecca. David grimaced. I really hate this. The poor little girl looks terrified. Sean, however, was doing a terrible job stifling snicking. David still didn't see what Sean knew, so he decided to wait for whatever Sean thought was going to happen. The Gothic man smiled evilly and said, you can't stop the night or the monster in the closet. Now I draw. He drew a card and smiled wickedly. Now, let's go. Your ultimate nightmare begins as from my hand I play the magic card, Terraforming, which allows me to add a field spell card from my deck to my hand. He played the magic card and drew another from the slot in his disc. He smiled and cackled. Ooh, now, little one, the terror really begins. Welcome to my nightmare. little Hawkins. Here you'll be scared, just like the beautiful people, Yes. I played the field spell card, Pandemonium! The Gothic man, showing Rebecca the card, played it. A larger version of the card appeared before the man on the field and then vanished. David then got another surprise, as did everyone else when the area morphed into something out of the lower planes. Pioneer Courthouse Square was transformed into a gigantic cavern with stalagmites, stalactites, and pools of red-hot lava. Everyone looked around surprised. There was no heat coming from the pools. David whistled. This kind of technology is really something. I'm impressed, he casually commented. Sean smirked. You should be. This is some of Cedric Tyler's finest work to date. Michael stepped in this time. As you can see, everyone, there's no need for alarm. This is all strictly holographic technology. We can assure you Pioneer Courthouse Square is still here. There was muttering and quite a conversation from the audience, the general consensus of which was, indeed, this was impressive. And perhaps potentially dangerous, David thought, as his ethical side began to have a question. He returned his attention to the match in the meantime. Bennett smiled and said, Now, silly little girl, see why the Intercontinental Championship should belong to someone like me. Who's the better duelist? Say hello to the first of the monsters in the closet, Valpon Archfiend. David and a lot of the other audience members grimaced at the hideous creature as it appeared on the field, muscles sticking out in plain view, a skull-like face with eyes as red as blood, and a nasty blade protruding from one of its armored arms. Overall, David did not like the look of these archfiend monsters at all. In his mind, he muttered, They reminded me of some of the hellspawn I fought. They were pretty nasty as is. David then read the quick stats on Valpon Archfiend. Valpon Archfiend. 2-star monster, attack 1200, defense 200. David's face furrowed. But that monster is much weaker than Ruby's Dragon. Sean noted, in this game, looks can be deceiving, said Buddy. Bennett said, Let me explain something to you, Jeremy. Under normal circumstances, because Valpon Archfiend is on the field, I'd have to face 500 life points in my standby phase. But because Pandemonium is at play, that penalty is automatically negated, and that's only the beginning, Shrimp. It has a special ability, which makes it so any monster has to target Valpon Archfiend before it can attack any other monster. Rebecca gasped up.
Oh no, that means...
Then it leered and said, Oh yeah, my other fiends are safe as long as Valpon is face up on the field. Then a wicked glint appeared in Ben's eyes. But let's add a little insurance to that in case you manage to get rid of Valpon Archfiend. I'll play the magic card Double Summon to bring forth another Valpon Archfiend to the field. Now a twin of the hideous demonic fiend creatures appeared on the field ready for battle. The Pacific Northwestern champion taunted. But I'm still not done, Hawkins. Now I'll play another magic card, Quick Summon, and with it I summon forth the fearsome and powerful Infernal Queen Archfiend. A hideous, half-female, half-demon creature appeared on the field dressed in a tattered cloak. David grimaced at the creature whose eyes glowed a sickly green light. Ugh, David commented with grimace. And I thought the Valpon Archfiends were bad. Then he read the creature's quick stats. Infernal Queen Archfiend. 4-star fiend monster. Attack 900, defense 1500. Waving up at the 3 Archfiends on the field, the disgrace of the Pacific Northwest proclaimed, Like I said, your teddy bear isn't going to help protect you, little girl. Oh no. My friends are taking you to hell. You'll be begging and pleading for mercy before it's done. Now I use Infernal Queen Archfiend's special ability to power up my first Valpon Archfiend. David's mouth gaped. Is that legal? He asked incredulously. Sean nodded grimly, said, In accordance with PDL rules, yeah, it is. The first Valpon Archfiend attack shot up to 2200. Bennett smiled like a predatory animal. Ah, much better. Now, little girl, here comes the hurting part. Valpon Archfiend, 1. Kill that little girl's stupid ruby dragon. The first Valpon got up and ran towards Rebecca's ruby dragon. The terrified little girl called out, "Not so fast! I countered the attack with one of my face-down cards, Mirror Wall." A card with a picture of a mirror-like wall appeared on the field. The Gothic rock fanboy cackled wickedly and retorted in a mockingly remorseful tone. "Oops, did I forget to mention Valpon's other effects? Oh, how careless of me." "What?" Rebecca yelped. He smiled. "Oh yeah, little princess. Valpon has a special effect where if you throw up a counter card, a 6-sided die is rolled. And if I get a 3, then it's triple trouble for you." "No!" Rebecca called out. "Oh yes, you did. Now, let that sweet die roll." A holographic 6-sided die appeared at the center of the arena, rolling in the air. David and everyone watched as time seemed to slow down as the die first floated upwards, then dropped like a rock earthward. David counted the number of times his heart beat as he watched with anticipation as the die dropped to the ground and rolled several times. At first, it seemed it would come up 4 until a lucky final bounce and then its cackle of triumph came into play. "It's a 3, which means that your mirror wall's effect is negated and is automatically destroyed by Valpon Archfiend's effect." The card image shattered and pixelated. The creature moved in and launched a swift and terrifying attack on the ruby dragon. The ruby dragon was knocked off its feet as it let out a scream of pain before it pixelated and vanished. Rebecca grimaced as her life points dropped by 600 to 3,400. David was stunned by this move, and that's when a memory came to him, a memory of 5,000 years ago. Could it be, he thought? Is this game the new version of the Shadow games? Then he suddenly felt a chill rush through him. It wasn't an ordinary chill, but it was one he was very familiar with. It was the chill that meant only one thing. This game holds my future and the key to finding and destroying the Necronomicon, he mentally realized. David turned back to watching the duel. Then it said, "And now the hell really begins. Valpon Archfiend 2, and fellow Queen Archfiend, rip this twisty little prick apart with a direct attack." David gasped. "A direct attack?" Shaw nodded. "And that's part of the new rules." David looked back to the duel, horrified. "Miss Hawkins," was all he could say. The Infernal Queen Archfiend and the other Valpon Archfiend leapt at Rebecca. The little girl screamed in pain and dropped to a knee for the 2 vicious attacks. Her life points dropped to 1,300. The crowd let out a gasp of shock and threw Bennett murderous glares. Bennett simply stated, "You see, people, this is why I should be the Intercontinental Champion, not some overly educated brat granddaughter of a coop." The crowd quieted down to a gasp. Even Bradley and Winters were shocked at this. David, more than ever, wanted to throttle this clown. Dr. Hawkins glared at the man and asked politely, "I beg your pardon?" The godman snapped, "You heard me, you're a coop. You and your stupid theories about the past. Screw the past. Live only in the present and only for yourself. That's what I say. And now I'm going to prove it. On my next turn, I'm going to trounce your granddaughter into the ground." The usual calm and collected professor got an angry expression on his face when Rebecca put a hand on his leg. Rebecca was shaking. "What's the matter, little princess?" Bennett said in a mockingly sweet voice. "Did the attack from my nasty fiends give you so many boo-boos you're going to cry?" David was about to intervene, but stopped suddenly. Something wasn't right here. Rebecca was indeed shaking, but it wasn't from crying. Soon he realized she was laughing. And then the laughter started to get louder. Rebecca got to her feet giggling. Then a cackle said, "I guess I must have just driven you crazy, little girl." Rebecca confidently replied, "Nope. I'm just going to kick your butt all the way back to Egypt, where the sales came from." That's where it ends for that one.
If you folks are interested in reading more of Yu-Gi-Oh! GM Book 1, The Rise of El Loco Desperado, go to fanfiction.net and type in The Rise of El Loco Desperado in the search space. All right, just gotta go quick check the camera.
Right, just a moment to make sure our witness